Hello everyone, this is Jishnu Das and we are from Research and Development Cell Center for Cognitive Activities in IT Durgapur. To scan and make soft copy of a book, we use apps like Cam Scanner or Adobe Scan. But now the Cam Scanner app is banned. And have you ever thought of making your own personalized Cam Scanner? Now to make your own Cam Scanner, the first thing that you have to do is to scan the page. And then after that you have to check if there is any noise present in the image. Now if there is noise, you have to remove it. Now to do so, we will need adaptive thresholding to remove the noise. And finally after that, we will convert the document. Now if there was no noise at all, then we can convert it into a black and white image or to thresholding on it. Like we can highlight the text portion of the document, and finally after that we will convert it into a document. Now to do this you need three things. Number 1 Python, number 2 OpenCV, and number 3 FPDF. You need to install Python from this website. Here it is the installer, and after downloading it you have to run the installer for running Python on your Windows. Now after installing Python, open your command prompt and type pip install OpenCV to install the OpenCV library. Now since OpenCV has already been downloaded in my software, it is showing requirements satisfied. Next, to install FPDF, you have to repeat the same steps of typing pip install FPDF. As it is also pre-installed in my device, it is showing requirement already satisfied once again. Also, you have to install IP webcam in your mobile phone. Now this is the flowchart of the code. Now we will take input from the phone camera, and if the return value is set to true, we will then take input from the keyboard. Now if we press S on the keyboard, we will apply transformations like converting the image into black and white format or just applying a thresholding on image. And then after that we will continue to the start of the loop of taking input. And now if the return value is false, we will break the loop and the whole document will be converted into the PDF format. Let's see the code now. First we have imported the OpenCV, CV2, and next imported FPDF for creating the PDFs of the images, and then in the next line we have imported OS. Now this OS module is pre-installed and is used to interact with the operating system. And then in the next line is the URL. Now what is this URL and how to get it? Now to get this URL you have to open IP webcam which is installed in your mobile phone. After opening IP webcam in your mobile phone, you can see this option called Start Server. Now by selecting that option, we will run the server. And the input from the camera will be shown in the mobile phone screen. And the URL of the server will be shown here. Now in the code here, the return value is set to true. Read, frame equals cap.read will take the input using the URL. cv2.imshow camera feed will display the output. Then k equals cv2.wait key 1 will wait for the input, and the input from the keyboard will be taken into this k variable. The time duration for this waiting is user defined. Here we use 1 or 1 milliseconds. Now if k equals odd s, then we will destroy the output named camera feed. Then we will display the last input frame under the name of the window scanned photo. Now after that again we will wait for the input from the keyboard. Now here the time is set to 0. Now this 0 signifies that the execution will not start until and unless there is an input from the keyboard. Now we have two options. If the image is unreadable, we need to press U from the keyboard, and if we want to convert the image into black and white format, we need to press B. On pressing U, first the image will be converted into its black and white format, and the function used is CVT color. Next is cv2.adaptive thresholding. Now what does adaptive thresholding means? Basically, if the input is this, then it will convert the image into a format as shown, thus converting the image into the required format. Actually, adaptive thresholding calculates the local thresholding values and accordingly sets a proper value for the ultimate picture and making it readable. Now, after this, we will save the image using cv2.imwrite in our desired location. Now if the input from the keyboard was B, then we will convert the photo into its black and white format using the function cvtcolor, keeping in mind the proper parameters. Then we will save the final image using cv2.imwrite as mentioned previously. Now if the first input was not S, then the loop breaks as rate was assigned as false. The remaining part of the code is about converting those scanned photos into a compact PDF. Here os.list directory will get the directory of the scanned images. Now for each scanned image, we will add a page to the PDF using pdf.addPage, and then pdf.image will add the image to that page. After completing this whole procedure of converting all the images into a PDF format, we will save the entire PDF using pdf.output at our desired location. Let's run the code now. Before running the code, open the IP webcam in your mobile phone. Scroll down and click on Start Server. The server will start and you will see this video being displayed. And the URL required is also visible down here. After starting the server, now you can run the code. Now to show how this code works, I will be scanning two different pages. I will convert one of them into their black and white format and the other one into their more readable form. Now let's run the code. We can see our camera feed being displayed here. Now I want to scan this, so I will press S on the keyboard. Now this is the scanned copy of the image. Now I want to convert it into its black and white format, so I will be pressing B on the keyboard. So it's completed and saved. Now I am taking photo of another page. Since I am scanning, I have to press S. Now if the image scanned was unreadable, you need to press U. To demonstrate, I will press U over here, but for this case it was not actually required. Now I want to quit the scanning process, so I will be pressing Q on the keyboard. So it has ended, and now let us check the PDF. This is the first page we scanned in the black and white format. Now this is the second page on which we had applied adaptive thresholding. If the scanned photo was unreadable, you have to apply this step in order to make it readable. So our two scanned photos have been successfully converted into a PDF.